of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have the roll call, please?
Sure. Vaughn.
Here.
Poland. Here. Hofstadter.
Here.
Gahn.
Here.
Kellogg.
Here. Can we have a motion to excuse Bob Shoemaker, please?
Second.
Poland. Aye. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Kellogg. Aye.
Okay, community events coming up. We're coming upon November. November 6th through 8th is the Berlin Christmas Open House. November 7th and 8th in Mount Hope is the Organic Farming Conference, and Mary Millersburg weekend is coming the middle of November, the 14th and 15th. The 15th, the Victorian House will have their Holiday at the Mansion Christmas grand opening, and they will also have Santa there that day. So if you want to take your kids to see Santa, go to the Victorian House. Are there any visitors who wish to address council at this time? Okay. Can we have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes, please?
Second. Con.
Poland. Aye. Kahn.
Aye.
Kellogg. Aye. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Kellogg. Aye. Kahn.
Aye.
Poland. Aye. Vaughn.
Aye.
All right, Bill Resolution 2025-28. Are there any questions on the bills totaling $116,827.17? Hearing none, can we have a motion to pay?
So moved. Second. Con.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Poland. Aye. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Kellogg. Aye.
Okay, Nate.
All right. The design review board is going to meet next Wednesday to review the certificate of appropriateness for facade improvements at 40 West Jackson. That is the Mexican restaurant's newest portion. It's changed owners, so they're wanting to give it a facelift. And then the Jordan Properties annexation is currently with the commissioners. They're going to do their resolution. We've got the first reading of the rezoning legislation tonight. Once we get the commissioners back, we'll have another one to approve the annexation. No update on the Worcester Road project. Again, we're just waiting on Melway to get in and finish that up. Sidewalk project, the surveyors were in town last week working on the sidewalk survey for the grant project for next year. Also, MCS Contracting started today on some demo work up at Monroe and Jackson Street, doing some repairs there, and ledges, driveway up there. Those are ones we're doing on our own. The Worcester Road water line, talked to Kelly a little bit last week about this, but I decided to hit pause on the OPWC funding for this year. I need to get with ORDC, who administers CDBG grants for the county. We need to coordinate how those will tie in with OPWC. I didn't have those answers in time to meet the application deadline for OPWC, so I didn't feel comfortable submitting. I apologize, but I'd rather have all our ducks in a row and get it done right. So, Airport Park, we are still working on the lighting that we talked about for the sports court. We've got a few questions for the manufacturer. If we do new poles and wiring, we'd be able to possibly eliminate 2 of the poles. There's 6 poles currently. We may be able to get away with 4 versus 6. So we're just waiting on answers from that. Once we get all that back, they can run hard numbers, and then we can see if we can proceed or not. Steve McKinney passed his CDL exam. No problems there. Just wanted to congratulate him. That worked really well. It was through Buckeye Career Center. It was a great just like a 2-week program to do the required training that the state now has. So it's nice to have a relatively close option. Good job to Steve on that. One Ohio that we talked about, we sent the board appointments in and got an email back saying, welcome on board, we have a meeting Wednesday. So we'll be attending that. Is there any further discussion or thoughts on the housing study? I just wanted to keep it fresh in everybody's minds.
I just wanted to let everyone know I'm going to go to the commissioner meeting and talk to them about that. And then I met, this past week I met with Ashley. What are they called? There's a new group starting up in Holmes County that's for housing and transportation, and it's being pushed by United Way. They're the ones that are just kind of getting this thing going. And so they are very interested in this housing study. So I met with her to talk to her about that. So they're interested in that, and the new 501c3 Kime Cares is also interested in that. So as soon as I talk to the commissioners, I'd kind of like to have a meeting and maybe invite Kilbuck and Glenmont and Nashville and all the entities that it would benefit, just so that everybody's on the same page about what this is, what it's going to do, and how it's going to help all of us.
Got the ODOT salt bid announcement for the year. Cargill has Holmes County, $63.54 a ton. We committed to 250 tons. No big surprises there. That's kind of in line. The bad news, we had our semi-annual inspection of our fire suppression system here at the office. It's obsolete. They can't get parts anymore. There's parts need replaced. They worked up a quote. It's a little under 36,000, but I just round numbers, just threw 36,000 in. I've asked Bobby to include that in next year's appropriations if that gets in, hopefully. After the first of the year, we'll give them the go-ahead to get that installed. So that's not something I think we want to ignore. Leaf pickup will officially start next week. They're doing some trial runs this week, shaking the bugs out. But officially it'll start next Monday. And then the last thing I have, we had a meeting with the new solicitor today. Actually, it's Tom Gilman and Jason Roach from Kick and Gilman. Very, very productive meeting, very good. Went over all the pending projects, introduced them to all the department heads. Had a really good conversation with them. They're hitting the ground running. They've got their list and they're working on it. So they did have a question. They offered to be here tonight. They didn't realize there was a meeting tonight, but they offered to be here. I told them with such short notice, I understand if you don't. Do we want them to be at every meeting or first meeting or as needed? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've always said that I don't know why we have to have them here to have them up and say nothing. But I know that sometimes, I mean, I guess my question's always been, I would assume that if you have a question, it's something you discussed earlier. If you have earlier, I can't imagine we're dumping something on them and need them that night. So I don't necessarily think this listener has to come every.
I would agree. There's probably very few, well, I shouldn't say that. There's a fair amount of questions they could answer on the spot, but most items that we're going to want them to look into, they're going to have to research anyway. So I don't know that their attendance is going to make or break it.
I would say as needed, or just, if there is an update of some kind that they're going to give us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll work with that. And
I'm sorry,
Just-
go ahead.
let us know if you want them at any time. We can arrange that. I might encourage them to just periodically pop in as well. I believe that's it.
So
Thank you.
Are we done with mosquito spraying now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I figured since we're
Roll from
starting
that
leaf.
into leaf pickup,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we'll be plowing snow next week.
Right.
Don't say
Let's,
that.
well, let's not talk about that. All right, Chief.
Just the executive session.
Okay, all right, thank you. Bobby?
Just one little happy tidbit. This was the year, our group life insurance for our employees renews every 2 years, so our rates get locked in for every 2 years. And so I checked with Homo Group, and that rate is going to increase 0. So our rates are locked in exactly what they have been for another 2 years. So that's good.
Very good. Okay, solicitor. I have 2 things. I need a motion. Kelly Krosky has volunteered to take Tom Wangard's seat on the Design Review Board. The seat that Tom held is a downtown building owner. So she has volunteered to take that seat, and if that is okay with you guys, I'm gonna need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Poland, Vaughn,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Khan.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So we'll need to invite her to the next one. The other thing is phishing scams with email. We had that happen today. We've had that happen plenty of times before in the past. I talked to Schneider and they said that our wall did not get breached. They do know where it's coming from and they are going to do some more investigation. But they said to just be aware of where the email is coming from. They said a lot of times they may change one letter of our names, but he said the group that does this specifically targets municipalities, and so they get online and try to send things out just to see if they can get into our system. So just everyone be aware of that. All right, any committee reports? We're gonna hold committee reports until after executive session, okay? Legislation. We have ordinance 2025-105 by title only, third reading and passage, an ordinance to authorize the sale of municipal tangible personal property through the internet. Are there any questions? Do we have a motion to pass?
Make a motion to pass, Con.
Second.
Khan,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Poland, and Kellogg.
Aye.
All right, resolution 2025-27 by title only, second reading, a resolution to adopt a revised indigent burial policy for Oak Hill Cemetery. Are there any questions? All right, ordinance 2025-106 by title only, second reading, an ordinance to revise section 185.02 of the Millersburg ordinances, transient occupancy tax. Are there any questions? Ordinance 2025-107 by title only, first reading, an ordinance amending the zoning map, zone territory of the village of Millersburg, Jordan Properties. Are there any questions? Okay, that went fast. Unfinished business, smart traffic lights. Did you guys get any information about that?
It's my understanding in talking to them, what they were talking about in, was it Crawford County?
Yes.
Is radar, it's not
The
what
smart lights.
we're talking about. So I'm not sure why they presented that to us.
Why they gave that to, yeah, okay. All right, well, we will revisit that and see what we can get for smart traffic lights. No update on the new water bill system. Landscaping bids, we will have no update until after this week, so hopefully at the next council meeting. Tree City, Chad, do you have anything new from Tree City about the sidewalks or new trees or anything that you guys looked at?
It was introduced to the Tree City Committee, the examples that I gave out, and we have been blessed with other examples. So I encourage the committee to probably pick the top 2 of their selections to present it to council.
Okay,
So that's where we're at.
okay, that sounds good. Thank you. I've had a couple people ask me about the pavement markings for Port Washington and Glen Drive, and we are still waiting for Melway for that. Same as with Jones Street. And I saw the amended DORA guidelines for Sunday sales. Is this, I had a question, is this something you guys wanted to do just for events, or is it something council was interested in for every Sunday?
Were there specific events that you were recommending?
The
The Fresh
Antique
Farm.
Festival,
Ju-
they had
yeah.
asked, the bars and restaurants had asked during the Antique Festival, specifically during the parade on that Sunday, to have Dora sales, which makes sense. But that was really the only specific ask I had had. I don't think opening it on Sundays would be a bad idea, but I don't know that it's like the right time to do it right now, because we're just getting started.
Okay.
I was kind of brainstorming that today, and I was thinking, is there any other events that fall on Sundays? And the only thing that could would be, except I don't think so, the Thunder over Holmes County, that is never,
Art
that
the
is
Bird?
always on, those are Saturdays.
Kinda.
Kind of, yeah, but it's on the courthouse lawn. Like Art the Bird on Sundays, we have, the Ohio Plein Air Society comes in and does their display on the courthouse lawn, but they're not returning this year. They do a, competition, and they go different communities every couple years. So they've been in Millersburg for the past couple years, and they're not gonna be returning for a long while. And for Thunder over Holmes County, we had it on Sunday last year because it was a rain date, but otherwise it wouldn't really be. So, yeah, there's really no other events on Sundays that are HDM related that,
So just specifically for Antique Festival would be?
yeah.
Okay.
And our DORA committee had talked about eventually maybe extending the hours, for, permanently, but again, I don't think we need to do that right now.
Okay. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So we'll double check with the solicitor, but I think that that's something that we'll just have to wait until next year to approve before the Antique
I
Festival.
wonder too, if that's something that could be brought back to village council as far as extending the hours, and then just take care of everything at the same time, maybe.
Yeah,
That makes
that's fine.
sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We did talk about it with Gilman today. That was on our laundry list of things to go over. He was gonna look into it, but his thought was we'd likely have to go through the full process again to amend the application. So I would agree, get everything that you want changed, nailed down, do it one
And
time.
do it all at once.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Does anyone else have any unfinished business? New business?
Just had a question about the trees, Chad.
Yeah.
So are they planning to come to village council the next meeting, or is there a time frame on that? I know that there's people out there that are kind of curious and wanting to know what decisions council's going to be presented with. Just curious about a time frame
Sure.
on the tree selection.
If you're not aware, Tree City, we meet every other month, just to make sure we meet our standards and everything. I advise them to take a look, try to come up with, we all agree that we'd like to see at least 2 different species, and to come up with those. But in the time frame with the engineering and everything, we still have some time to make a decision. That's not a problem. But it was important to me that Tree Cities plays a part in that decision, to bring to you as a committee and say, here's our recommendations, can we live with X, Y, and Z part of the trees that we want to pick out. So next month, I can report back to you, but it wouldn't be until next month where they had time to look them over. And we're fine with the time frame. The engineer, we can put the spot in, and whatever tree we decide to put there, we can put there. So
Thank you, Chad.
I will let you know that I did advise them at least 2 species.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chad. Okay, any visitors wish to address council? All right, hearing none, can we have a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 122.22G1, to consider the employment and compensation of a public employee.
So moved.
Second.
Poland.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Kahn.
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Have a wonderful evening.